Right, guys, so I'm just going to run you through some of the training, cardio training you can be doing. So we're only going to be using high intensity interval training, so no long distances, right, just short and sharp, because that's the way you play rugby. You don't, or you shouldn't be running or jogging the whole time. You should be running, sprinting, right, not walking and not jogging, right. So high intensity interval training, right, it is the most effective form of training for fat loss and for rugby specific fitness. So how do we do it? Right, so we basically manipulate your work and your rest ratios. Okay. So for the maximal benefit, we also want to make sure that we do this for a 20-minute duration. Right. So the actual duration of the intervals, it can vary, right? It can be 10 seconds of work, 20, 30, 40, 45, 60, 90, 120. So I don't tend to do any of the guys for more than 2 minutes. Maximum I might do an interval of 3 minutes, but most of the time, like I said, it's short and sharp, right? You sprint to make a tackle, you get the ball, you sprint, make some yards. Okay, so you're never really going to be continuously working at a high tempo for 3 minutes, right? So that's why the maximum I normally do is about 2 minutes, and that will be more pre-season or when we're just concentrating on just more cardiovascular fitness, um, as opposed to anaerobic fitness. Okay, so one example, one of my favorite is tempo running. So all you're going to need is a rugby pitch. Okay, and what you're going to do, you're going to do a 100 meter. It's not going to be a sprint. It's just going to be a pretty quick jog. I'll give you your targets in a second, but you're going to run 100 meters. So that's the length of the pitch, right? You're going to do three of them, right? You're going to do a 200. Okay, and that's one set, and we're going to do four sets. So that will be a duration of 20 minutes. So how does it work? Right, you've got 60 seconds to complete your 100 meters, and then you rest the remainder of the minute. So your target for 100 meters, you're going to try and do your 100 meters within 16 to 20 seconds. Like I said, it's not a sprint. Where it's going to be repeated runs. So you don't want to, you can't. It's going to be impossible to sprint for 20 minutes in a row. Right. So your target is only between 16 and 20 seconds to complete your 100 meters. Right, and then you rest the remainder. So if you do it in 20 seconds, obviously you've got 40 seconds rest, okay, and then you're going to repeat two more hundreds. So you do 300s, and the same thing is going to count for the 200 then, right? You're going to do your 200 meters, okay, and you've got 36 to 44 seconds to do that. That's your target range, okay, and then you rest the remainder of 2 minutes. Okay, so obviously you got 60 seconds to do 100 meters, and you got 2 minutes to do 200 meters. So again, if you take 40 seconds to do your 200 meters, okay, that means you've got a minute and 20 seconds rest, and that'll be the end of your first set. So you do 100, 100, 100, 200. That's your first set. Okay, and we're doing four sets of that. Another example is if you're in a gym just using the bicycle, and a sample exercise would be just put on level 6, right? And then you're just going to use a 30-30 split. Okay, so 30 seconds of sprinting, and then just 30 seconds of easy pedaling. You could manipulate that, make it a little bit tougher, so really sprint all out for 20 seconds and then rest for 10. Okay, or if you feel that you haven't got the fitness to actually last 30 seconds, the 20-10 might be too difficult. You can change it around. So only sprint for 10 seconds and you rest for 20 seconds. Okay. Another one is your shuttle run. So all you're going to need here is you're just going to need two markers, 20 meters apart. Okay. And we're going to work at a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you work, for example, 30 seconds, you rest 30 seconds. And all you want to see is how far you can get, backwards and forwards doing a shuttle run, how many lengths you can do in your work period. So like I said, you can do a 30-30 split, 40-45, 45-45 split, or you can go for a minute-minute split. Okay, very simple. Right, next one, skipping, another favorite of mine. And again, what we're going to do here, we're going to work on a 2-to-1 ratio. So working twice as long as we rest. So what you can do is skip for a minute, rest 30 seconds. All right, last one I'm going to show you, just treadmill. So sample here would be either a 1-to-1 work rest ratio or a 2-to-1. Okay, so you're working double the amount that you're resting. And what you can do is you can increase and decrease the speed, right? So running as fast as you can, okay, and then just decreasing the speed. Another way of doing it is increasing and decreasing the incline, okay, so you can keep the speed constant, right, and then you can just manipulate the incline. So for your work period, you might just increase it to 3 to 5% incline, okay, and your rest will be bringing it down to zero. Okay, so either increase and decrease the speed, right, or keep the speed constant and increase and decrease the incline. And again, like I said, working on a 1-to-1 ratio or a 2-to-1 ratio, and you can decide based on your level of fitness how long that duration is. Like I said, anything as little as 10 seconds. Okay, like I said, you're not going to be able to sprint for 2 minutes. So maximum maybe 45 to 60 seconds if you are doing sprints. Obviously, if you're keeping the speed just constant, maybe 10 or 12 kilometers an hour, then you can increase your intervals if you're increasing your incline and decline, because obviously you'll be able to last a little bit longer. So then you can maybe increase it to the 2 minutes, 2 minutes of incline work, and then 2 minutes of just flat surface. Right, so I hope that answered some of your questions. Okay, if you have any more questions, just let us know. Bye.